Don't be afraid to invest in yourself and invest in your content, because we need your content. We need your voice. We need your point of view. I am so serious that I am going to sit down and talk to you in my yard while I water my lawn. There we go. We got to soak this lawn. The California heat has not been kind. We got that California June gloom going on today. If you ain't ever lived here, comment where you from. But anyway, invest in yourself. Seriously. Like, starting YouTube channel, I found out, takes two big things. One is you got to invest your time to make content and to put it together. And two, you got to invest some money. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. If I had to only choose one thing, I would say invest in Descript if you want to edit your videos, because that's the fastest way to make coherent videos that I ever found without getting good at the art and practice of talking to the camera without editing. To be able to just talk. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna shout him out in the comments, but I just saw this vlog yesterday that was genius. He reminded me that being good on camera without editing, it's the same as the skill of live streaming or just doing live spoken performance. And as a Bible teacher in my past career, past life, I don't really believe in past lives, but about 10 years ago, I was doing a lot of Bible teaching, college groups, doing some work, UCLA, USC, Cal State Long Beach. And I realized, it's the same thing. You can't go back and rewind. You can't go back and edit. So if you just take that mentality when you're talking to the camera and you are okay with it, that's the most important part, then you don't need to edit. That being said, it took a while to get to that point. Again, investing the time, putting in the time to get to that place where I feel cool about, hey, I can rock a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15 video, no edit. I can just talk and it will be okay. But it took some time and skill. And honestly, it was that editing, that $19 a month investment that got me there. This is not an ad for Descript. This is not sponsored. I just freaking love them because I don't love editing, and it let me edit my videos like I edit a Word document. But that's the one thing. Invest in yourself one way or another. CapCut is another fun one, especially if Instagram first, especially if you're trying to cut up just short stuff. I like that a lot. But in any case, it's just finding tools that work for you. That's actually, I tried Adobe Premiere and I hated it. And honestly, there are much better, easier to use tools if you don't want to take 5, 10, 20 hours of editing training just to figure out how to use the dang thing. Descript was not the most user-friendly. Honestly, I will say that. It's not the most user-friendly. CapCut is a lot easier to use, but CapCut, before the CapCut, there was a thing called LumaFusion, which I still have, which I like because it's a one-time payment, but you reach a limit, and then you're like, you know what, let me screw around and try something new, and that's when I found CapCut. I'm like, it feels overhyped. Let me try Canva. Big mistake. I mean, Canva is cool. You can make videos in Canva, but finding tools that work for you is freaking everything. You can totally start a YouTube channel, by the way, with just your smartphone. Where's my phone? I actually don't have my phone on me. Wow, that's weird. But your iPhone, your Android, if it was made in the last 10 years, it probably has a 4K camera. And the footage is probably actually pretty amazing. Maybe not quite 4K 60 like what I'm shooting on right now. That's my new favorite format. It's got the wide angle lens. Hey, that's why I bought myself this new camera. Especially though because it goes with the mic. And that's another thing. Buy yourself better gear. Gear that will be fun for you to use. I would say that's actually the two most simple or the two most important things to consider when buying new gear. One, is it fun? And that's why this is the second camera. And I can't show it to you because I don't got a mirror. Oh, I do have a mirror. I left one because I was thinking I'd do this for you, but check that out. Because I knew I wanted to show you my new camera because I'm so excited about my new camera. But it's the Osmo Action 4, and I bought it. It's the second camera I bought in 2 months because one, I realized these small cameras are so fun. And they actually have a pretty stable image when I do my walking and talking thing. Like, look how smooth that is. I don't have a gimbal. I don't need that fancy Osmo Pocket 3 gimbal. And I love my Osmo Pocket 3, by the way. But Just take one look at my yard. You know what? You know I got kids. You know how scared I am when I open up that Osmo Action or Osmo Pocket with the little rotating arm and the tiny camera on top? I've been so terrified. And not only that, I know me. I'm terrified about what happens when I put that in my bag. So I always put it in a case. And that's the thing. It made it less fun. It made it less simple. I got to open it up. I got to prep it. I got to this and that. It's not many steps. It's definitely easier than any camera I had ever owned before that. I have a Sony ZV-1F that sadly sits in a box. Anyone want to buy a Sony ZV-1F secondhand? Maybe we can work something out. Shout at me in the comments. But yeah, it's really important to find gear that you're comfortable with. And I love my Pocket 3, and I'm not selling that because I love it. It's a terrific camera, and I built this channel on it. Oh my gosh, the first ever 11K video happened in month 2, shortly after I bought that camera. In fact, the first camera, or the first video I ever got that hit 1,000 views, that one hit 2K views, and it was the video where I shot it on my phone first, and I switched to the Pocket 3 in the middle to show the difference, and I said, this camera's gonna save me $600. Or did I say 600 or 1,000? This camera's gonna save me 669. And honestly, it did, because it made my workflow that much better. And besides, you might not be charging this much. You might not be making anything from your content yet. If you're a business owner making content, and by the way, that's my favorite kind of people to talk to. I'm Ed, Super Simple Marketing. I help small business owners make simple videos that boost their business. And that's my kind of my main gig. I help business owners make content. I know there's a lot of content owners who want to start business too. Shout out to you. I might have something for you specifically later this year to that end. I'm actually doing some work with some business owners in the neighborhood. And oh, I'm supposed to do my job. I'm supposed to move this. Man, this grass was supposed to be drought resistant. I have learned that that's marketing. Drought resistance is a lie. It's a scam. Look how dead my grass got. You still gotta water it. And it's supposed to be water friendly, and I'm just realizing, man, grass takes a lot of water. Bro, you don't even know. But anyway, ooh, that's wet. Yeah, the first Pocket camera video I had, that got 2K. Then there was one down the road that got 11K. Then I got 2K, 4K. I'm like, what? As a creator with just 23 subscribers who knew he could make videos, because I've been working on my Instagram game for a minute before I landed at YouTube. But honestly, I didn't know if I could do long form until I jumped off and I invested the time. And I did invest in some mics. I paid like $80 for some good mics before I started that. So I had a cool mic plugged into my smartphone. I did screw around with the ZV-1F before I realized it was exhausting. And that's why I said, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna invest in the Pocket 3, and it will save me money because I know my time is worth it. And by the way, you should know your time is worth it too. If you are creating content, you are rare. You might not feel that way sometimes, but consider how many of your friends are making content. Do you have friends that make content? Tell me in the comments if you do, because I bet you don't. I bet you could count them on one hand. And that is wild to me. You have a $7 million video production studio in your phone, in your pocket. Actually, I asked ChatGPT the other day, how much would that be worth in today's dollars? Or in $2,000, that would be like 12 million bucks worth of video equipment. It's insane. In the year 2000, George Lucas would have killed to shoot The Phantom Menace, the Star Wars Episode 1, 2, or 3 on your phone. In fact, they shot 28 years later, whatever the newest zombie movie was this summer, they shot that on iPhone 15s, I think, if I heard correctly. You've got wild gear in your pocket, but totally feel free to invest in more if it makes your workflow simpler or more fun, or both. That's actually why I decided to go with the Osmo Action 4. And the funniest thing is I went with the Action 4 after buying an Insta-Go 360S, and I'm keeping it. I just realized that as brilliant as this camera is, it doesn't support a microphone. And I thought I could get away without it. I even bought the wind muff, and dude, this thing is so small. It is so much fun. It is an amazing content camera, but it is honestly a little bit hard to work with because of the mic thing, and also it's not really good with low light. And I know from my Pocket 3 that DJI just kills it in low light situations. And I actually bought the 4, not the 5, because it was only $200 on Prime Day. It's probably not anymore, but it's still probably one of the best deals around. And also, I heard that the 5 does some weird stuff with lighting. And so I was like, you know what? I want a deal. I don't need 2 mics. I don't need the most advanced night mode. And I see a lot of people still vlogging with the Action 4. Plus, I knew I wanted to get back into vlogging. And I'm so inspired. And I'm not going to get his name right. I think it's Storm, but I'm going to shout him out in the comments. But it was amazing just realizing you can just talk to the camera. It's so basic. But you don't have to edit. You don't have to edit. You can just talk and it can work. And even if it doesn't get as viral or have as much chance to go viral because it's not as tightly edited, you know what I realized? I realized, screw it. I would rather be creating regular content than chasing that, because it's not about being viral, it's about being valuable. It's not, and the value will come. Seriously, nothing has changed my life more than making content in the last 2 years. I have built a business because of content. I have found my business because of content. By the way, not recommended. That's why I'm trying to create something that will expedite that process. Closer to the end of this year, I'll drop that, but definitely there's a link in the description. Grab whatever opt-in I put there if you're interested in that. Leave me your email because it's coming. There's a wait list there for that thing. But on top of that, you want to be free. I just realized, man, taking the time and investing the cash to make this easier and simpler has just been everything. And the 1,000 view videos, it's funny because you don't need 1,000. That's the other thing I've realized, to get real genuine connections with people. And if you want to do business, you want to make this sustainable, income should be part of the equation. Sean Cannell from Think Media says you get 3 things when you're making content, but you need all 3 for this to really be a self-sustaining engine of sorts for itself. You got to have income, influence, and impact. And a lot of us want to just chase influence and impact, which is cool. You want to change the world. And you got a point of view, and you got a voice. And that's where I started this video. We need your point of view and your voice. I believe everyone is made in the image of God. I'm a Bible guy, right? That's what it says in chapter 1. We're made for reasons. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. That's what he says. So in short, we need you to show up. Will you get it right? Probably not. Will you be evolving? Oh yeah. Will you be changing? Will you getting better? Of course you will. 100%. That's why you got to start though. That's why you got to keep it going. That's why you got to not quit. I've been on and off, and honestly, you haven't seen a lot of me on this channel because honestly, the edit, honestly, the Pocket 3 workflow, it's fragile. I realize the beauty of the Instago 360. I cannot say the name of the camera. Why are you naming yourself so complicated? The beauty of this camera is it is so portable and so rugged. The only thing, and that it's so smooth. I can walk and talk with it. I don't need fancy stuff. This can literally fit in my bag. It can literally fit in my pocket, and it's tough enough that it will not get wrecked in my pocket. So just coming up with a simpler toolkit, simpler workflow. I'm cutting out editing as much as possible. I might throw this in for a sound edit, but I really don't want to cut gaps and spend, it would still be half an hour when I'm really clocking. I don't want to spend half an hour. I've got better things to do. And so do you, but you might need to do some work to get to that point if you're watching this video. It's okay. But I would say it's worth it to invest because it will come back. Your people will find you. It will work out. And by the way, how can I afford 2 cameras? Don't tell my wife. I don't know if she knows about the second one yet, but it's a business investment. Honestly, it was on the business account. And that's real. Don't go into the LLC S-Corp game alone. without legal advice. I'm not a legal guy, but if you need one, comment and I can help you find one. I'm here for you. Literally, I do check the comments. I read the comments. I love the comments because I love connecting with you guys. And if you are a business owner and you're looking to grow the business, it's just been literally, this has been the best year ever for my business. And I couldn't be happier with it. I've figured out things about my offering and the way I market and the way I do sales and the way check the cash flow, guys. Check the cash flow. Keep an eye on where your money comes and where it goes. And you can't just like keep an eye on it, making it sound simpler than it is. But you'd be surprised if you just had a very simple 5-account system for your cash flow, like the envelope system for your personal account. Running that for your business is a complete game changer. Anyway, that all being said, if you are a business owner trying to make content, not the content owner creator trying to start a business, I'm actually doing a couple things that might be really interesting to you. One is I'm giving away a free 12-minute assessment. I've invested in this thing called Business Made Simple certification, and that gives me the ability to give you a free assessment. It only takes 12 minutes and it breaks down the 6 key areas where your business might be broken, might be choking, definitely could do better, even if you're doing great, even if you're killing it this year. First of all, if you're killing it this year, congratulations. It's been a crazy year, hasn't it? It's been a crazy year, hasn't it? But if you are killing it, you know that you're the kind of person that knows you can do better, and you're probably hungry for that. If you're not killing it, you probably also know there's reasons why you're not killing it, and you want to know what they are, but you might not be able to figure them out. You can't read the label when you're inside the jar. Shout at me, and there's a link in the comments to get your free assessment and start there. But the other thing that I'm doing is I'm giving 45-minute free business, 45-minute, $45 business checkups. If you got a business, check the link in the comments to get your 45-minute business checkup, because I want to run a checkup personally with you to coach you through the business. This is not my normal price. It's an unusual price, but it's also been an unusual year, and I want to be unusually helpful. So that's that. But anyway, invest in yourself. Take care of yourself. People, work on yourselves and invest, because you are worth it and good things will happen.